What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to do another recipe that has been just in my family for years. It's been in the South for years, and mine's a little bit different. So these are collard greens. That's what we're gonna make today, is collards. Usually there's a lot of spice in there. You've got, pepper sauce, or you'll throw a few jalapenos in there, some bell pepper, any kind of that spicy feel to it. We actually have somebody that's allergic to peppers, so we're not doing a spicy one. We're gonna do more of a salty. Now we're still gonna do the vinegar, and that's the pepper sauce you see. If you come down to the South, they've got peppers in there with vinegar, and you put it on top. If you wanna make the collards spicy after they're done, you can put hot sauce or the pepper sauce on top of the finished greens, but we're not putting red pepper flake or jalapeno or anything in there to simmer. If you want to, and you like spicy, go for it. There's no problem in it at all. They'll probably deepen the flavor of the spice, but that's not today. So first things first, you get a big old bundle of collard greens right here, okay? Big old bundle. Usually cheap. I think I got both of those big bundles for $2. It's great. So here's the process of what we're gonna do. You're gonna take them off of the heart, then you're gonna stem them, and I'll show you what that is. To make it easy, none of this stuff at the bottom. You want all of this, the leaves. All these stems, you may see them in canned greens or in some places that make a lot. It's more time conservative for them just to saw through and put that in there. They will boil down. I don't like them, so when I make greens, I don't use it that way. The other cool thing you can do if you want to, you can actually put these in a jar of water or in some soil and let them start to regrow, and then you can replant them in about a month, and you can have never-ending greens. Every time you get a heart like this, set it in some water, let it start growing, put it in the soil, and you'll have another bag of greens. The other thing that you want to do is bacon. Now, if you don't eat pork, you can use a different kind of fat, but most of the time you're going to see salt pork or bacon. So I've got just a wad of bacon here. I'm gonna cube this up and get it to start cooking on a lower heat. So we'll turn this on. Low heat is fine. You want to render out the fat in the bacon. You're not really looking for crispy bacon because these are gonna simmer for about 4 hours. All right, so all the bacon's cubed up. Throw it in there. You just want to put it on a low heat, let the fat render out, and as always, whenever you touch raw meat, you go wash your hands. Also, always a good idea to go ahead and have a towel with you, dry your hands, wipe your hands off when you need to, things of that nature. So, this bacon, cubed up, rendering down on a lower heat. I'm using cast iron. I like them in cast iron. That's how I was taught, and my grandmother used to always use cast iron. So next, what you're going to do is stem the collards. And I'm going to show you here what I mean. The stem, you can see it. It's that white part right there. It's really tough, really hard to boil down. So what you want to do is take your knife, and this is time consuming, and trace that stem and come all the way down. Cut right there at the top. Do it on the other side, and the closer you get to the stem, the more leaf you get, the less waste you have. And that is a stem. I don't like these. The bottoms are not really edible. You can't really cook the bottoms anyway. The tops are still pretty tough, so it's worth it to me to take the time and take them out. So let's do all the stemming. Again, time consuming. All right, guys, so last one, and again, just follow that stem all the way down, both sides. You lose the stem. The closer you get, the more leaves you get. Once you have that done, there's probably a big mess. So you can clean up, and then you have a big bowl of green leaves. So what you're gonna do next is go to the sink. Now, it is very funny. My grandmother, when she would do a big one, would actually throw them in the washing machine. You know, of course, no soap, nothing like that. When you run just the washing machine, it's just water. But when she had, you know, a full bushel, she'd throw them in the washing machine and just let it do a rinse cycle. I'm not going to do that. There's nowhere near enough to do that here. So this, you just put in the sink and wash them off really, really well to get all the dirt and everything off of them, and let the water continuously run. Don't let them just soak, because that just kind of like suspends it in the water. You want it to go ahead and rinse off. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alrighty guys, so everything is now washed. It's perfectly fine that they're still wet. You don't need to dry anything because they're going to simmer. So what you do next is get you a good amount of leaves like this, kind of roll them up into a little log. Makes it easier to chop through, and then just run your knife through it. Fairly short increments so you don't get really long pieces. If you got a good sharp knife like this silver stag, they'll go right through. Then you've got chopped greens. This can go right in with the bacon that's on low. No problem. These are going to wilt, so if the pot is a little bit full when you start, they'll render down. Trust me, it's not as much as you think it is. If you've cooked spinach, you know that. And then we'll just do this the whole way. All right guys, so last batch going in. You can see kind of, here I'll show you this way. It's pretty full. The cast iron skillet is. These are fine to go ahead and press on down. Again, you've got your bacon on the bottom, and that's cooking. When you stir it up, all that bacon fat and deliciousness will go in between there. You want a little bit of water to let them simmer. There should be water from where you rinsed it out. That's perfectly fine. And then the two things that I'm gonna do, again, this is not spicy for us. So this would be a point where you could add spice like pepper sauce or anything. I'm gonna add a little white wine vinegar. Just adds a little zip. Not a ton. That should be good. And then a seasoning. Seasoning of your choice, really, but I use Mississippi Grit. I found this actually at Cathedral Caverns in Alabama, and I have been a fan ever since. So they can take a good amount of seasoning, so season them really well, put them on a medium heat, cover them. You're gonna let them simmer, stirring every 30 minutes. That's all you gotta really do. Make sure they don't stick to the bottom, make sure they don't burn. With the top on there, you should keep all the moisture inside the pot, so they will render down. The water in the leaves will come out as well. And we'll show you what the finished product looks like now. These have been simmering about 3.5 hours. And all the pork has rendered down. They've rendered down. So just set your top over and I'll show you. That's what good greens look like right there. You want them to render all the way down. And let's just test them out. Make sure they're still real good. Now again, this is the point where you can add hot sauce, you can add cayenne pepper, stuff like that. This is where people, that if you were served at a restaurant, the pepper sauce is on the table and you add it there, so you can make them spicy if you like to. Still very hot. But awesome. Very tender because you let them simmer that long. You took the stem out so you don't have those really big chewy pieces. And the pork fat has rendered, put a lot of flavor in there. You can adjust the salt, the pepper as you want. This could use a little bit more salt, which is fine. So just add that in. And this is a great side dish. These are pretty much all seasonal. For you can put them out 4th of July to Thanksgiving, Christmas, or if you just have a good old Southern cook out, these are delicious. So Hope that's what you were looking for in collard greens. Let me know how you make your collard greens in the comments. And you guys, thank you guys for checking out the video today. Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new cooking videos. And we'll see you next time. But until then, Fam Jam, I'm out.